What's up? Let's talk about broadheads. Figured I'd make a video on this. I've had a couple people ask about broadheads, and I've actually been talking to my little brother a lot about broadheads lately. And anyway, figured I'd drop a quick video going over my strategy or philosophy on broadheads. I carry two in my quiver, two different broadheads. I carry 5 arrows, but anyway, I always carry an expandable and a fixed blade. But why? So let's start with the expandable. I carry an expandable, and in this case a Rage no collar, because sometimes I take long shots. I like to shoot deer at 10 yards. I've shot deer at like more than 100 yards. I think 107 is my furthest one. And I've had good experiences and bad. But actually I will tell you about the worst experience I ever had with an expandable. Story time. So it's maybe 5 to 6 years ago, and I'm hunting back home here in Missouri, and I was using a Rage. I don't know if it was a Trypan at the time or an original hypodermic. It was before the no collar. I think it was a Trypan. Anyway, I'm hunting. I'm in my dad's stand, which we call the dead man stand, and it's in this timber break. So there's a break in the timber where the Mississippi River floods into the area, and in that area it's not like a field, but it's just real short vegetation. Some people call it buckbrush, but it's shorter vegetation, and it goes in and out of timber. And there's this one big maple right in the middle of that, and we got to stand in it, so sticks out like a sore thumb. Anyway, so biggest whitetail buck I've ever seen in my life while hunting walks out, and he's just kind of, you know, puffing his chest out a little bit. I don't remember what I was doing that day. I don't remember if I was calling or what, but he steps out for some reason, kind of looking mad, starts walking straight to my stand, and I'm thinking, holy crap. So I get ready, and he's like pretty much at the base of my stand, and he's gonna walk this trail, go under my stand, and kind of, there's a few openings, and then he's in like this kind of thick little willow area before it turns back into hardwoods. So he's under my stand. I'm pumped. I draw the bow back. Well, I draw it back so hard because I'm so excited that I popped one of the blades open like that. He's so close, and I have learned my lesson since then. So please don't judge me for being unethical in this moment when I was 22, 21, and I decided he's less than 10 yards away. He might have been 5 yards, might have been 7, but he was so close. I'm thinking, I gotta take this shot, even with the blade open. The opening was so short that there was no way I would have time to let down, change the arrow, or fix it and redraw. And also he was so close, and he would have heard that. Like, I would have messed it up. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna take the shot. You would not believe how crazy my arrow went with just one side of the blades open. Learned my lesson. I swore off expandables for a couple months and then went back because I learned a lesson. And anyway, so why I carry one now? Just for long range. If I've got a deer feeding out in the field and it's a really good situation, likely I have plenty of time so I can switch out my arrow that I'm going to shoot. I'm going to range it, dial my sight to whatever's perfect, and I'm going to take the shot. If there's wind out there even a little bit at that far distance, like 60, 70, 80 yards, and you're taking that shot, if you've got a fixed blade, like, it might shoot really well at home, but in the elements, like if there's wind, like, you're gonna have some wind drag, and the likelihood that the animal takes like a little bit of step or some kind of weird movement, it could really screw up your opportunity and hurt the animal, and you won't recover it, and that's something you don't want to do. So I shoot an expandable for that because they fly so much truer when it comes to longer distance and just natural elements like wind. And if there is a margin of error, and I don't really like to leave myself as the hunter much margin of error, but if the animal moves, something you can't really control, you know, and I know this leads into a debate of how far of a shot you should take, but if the animal does move and you did take that shot, with this you have that wider cutting diameter, right? So you have a little bit more opportunity to make it happen if there is an incident like that. So that's why I carry an expandable. I carry 2 of these in my quiver and 3 of my fixed blades. I generally don't even think about shooting an expandable under 40 yards. That leads me to this guy. About 40 and under. I could probably even shoot this at 50. It tunes good at 50, but 40 and under is the safe bet. And I'm shooting a Muzzy 3-blade this year, mostly for nostalgia. It shoots great. I wouldn't shoot it if it didn't shoot great. I think when I started bow hunting, it was about the era of when they had the TV commercials on Outdoor Channel of them smashing these things with a hammer and just testing the string. And I don't like resharpening. I like replaceable blades, even for my fixed blades. So I love these. They shoot awesome. You can find them anywhere during this COVID stuff. Like pretty much anybody's got them. Walmart's got them. Academy's got them. Your pro shop should have them. You can order them online, and they're stupid cheap. And most of them come with replacement blades, or you can find them pretty easy. Another one that I really like that I've hunted with for the past 2 years, and I've killed a lot of deer with it, is the Grim Reaper Hades and Micro Hades. Hades flew fine for me, so I shot the bigger head, but Micro Hades might be a better choice for you, who knows. But the only thing I didn't like about them is they're a little bit tough to replace the blades on them if you don't have the right tools. So anyway, lots of good options out there. I even like the Magnus ones, and if you're talking higher end stuff, I love the solid broadheads. Yeah, there's so many to talk about. So anyway, but the ones that I go with are your pretty common broadheads. Rage, probably the most renowned and reliable expandable. Grim Reaper makes a great one too. And then your fixed blade, you can't get any more classic than a Muzzy. But what matters is that they shoot well. That's number one. And then to me, other things I like is the ability and the ease to find equipment if you're in a jam. You wouldn't believe how many errors like that happen. You know, you go somewhere to hunt, and for some reason you took your fixed blades off one day shooting, and you put your fill points on. I don't know, crazy things happen. So anyway, I love both of these. They're easy to find for me, relatively economical in price. So yeah, they work really good. I guess to show you, the big kicker, the most important thing is how they fly. So I always test my broadheads at 40 yards before I go hunt. And yes, I shoot my expandables. I still recommend, if you buy expandables, right then and there buy the replacements with it if you can. Take one out and shoot it. I like to shoot at 40 yards. When I have time, I will push it back further, 50, 60, whatever I'm going to shoot an animal. But with expandables, I shoot it at 40, and if it flies good, I'll go out in the field with it. Same with the fixed blade. If it shoots good at 40 yards, I will hunt 40 and under with it. I won't shoot a fixed blade any further than my furthest shot with practice. But with expandables, I give it a little bit more leeway. So here's the first shot at 40 yards with the Muzzy. Let's see how we do. Not bad. A little further left than I like, but that was me. That wasn't the broadhead. So now we've got the Rage on. See how they do it. 40 yards, right next to the Muzzy. Well, I've got good news to report. Maybe a little bad news for my arrow. Let's go check it out. But I didn't think that they were gonna be that good. But I see my Rage kind of kick out when it hit, so I think one of the blades might have caught the other arrow. I swear, my wife just loves how many arrows I go through. But it's fun, man. So here we are. 40 yards, and this is my Rage, I believe, and this is my Muzzy. Try to do this one-handed, see if we can. All right, boom. That's the Muzzy. Oh, and there's the Rage. I will definitely check on my arrows when I get done with this video, make sure they're not cracked or anything. But that just goes to show you, 40 yards. There's a little bit of wind, but it's pretty good conditions. These two broadheads fly awesome. I mean, you're hitting arrows, you're good. So take your broadheads out of the box, shoot them, make sure they fly good for you, and have good luck in the field. Rely on your gear. See y'all next time.